Hello and welcome to our latest video update on service at More to Life. My name's Stuart Wilson. I'm the Corporate Marketing Director at More to Life, and joining me for the first time for a change is Ben Waugh, our Director of Operations and Change. Welcome, Ben. It's good to see you in the flesh, so to speak. Ben, we've been doing lots and lots of these videos over the last 18 months talking about issues relating to servicing, new business and post-completion servicing, and particularly recently because the last few months there have been lots of challenges across the industry, haven't there, on servicing, particularly delays creeping into the system connected to stamp duty and other issues. I want to come on to that in just a moment, but one thing I wanted to pick up on first, and there was some great news just recently, wasn't there, that More to Life achieved another fantastic lending milestone just recently. We passed £5 billion of loans under management. It's been a fantastic success story over the last year and a bit since we passed the last milestone, despite all of the challenges. So what's been going on in the world of More to Life?
I think the simple answer is we've had very good pricing, Stuart, and that's obviously helped provide really great value deals to customers. And also, I think we've got a fantastic front office team that supports advisors to make sure that with those slightly tricky cases that we've got a good team of experts that can support people. And then I do think, it comes down to the strength of our service to get to offer. We know with our service promise, we've got we stand behind our ability to take applications to offer as quickly as we possibly can do, and even in more recent times we've continued to do that fantastically, considering the volumes that we've had of recent times, and still get applications and valuations reviewed really quickly and offers issued really quickly. I mean, just last month, for example, I know the underwriters knocked out nearly 2,500 offers worth nearly £200 million worth of lending. So, the demand is really strong. The support from brokers is fantastic. And I think it comes down to, great products, flexible underwriting criteria, and great support. And long may it continue, as our CEO likes to tell us, we have big ears at More to Life. And I think it's the combination of listening to brokers' feedback over all that time has meant that we can gradually and credibly improve our service offering, which has led us to success. But we certainly don't take it for granted, that's for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. And some of those turnaround times, as you say, remain really fantastic. We've got that service promise that backs it up. We're still getting a huge volume of our offers out in 8, 9, 10 days on average. That's very typical for More to Life. But we are going through a challenging period, aren't we? The industry is going through a challenging period in terms of the volumes and delays elsewhere in the system. I guess for advisors watching this, they'll be scratching their heads, maybe thinking, well, what can I do to help the lender, More to Life, to help my client get to completion faster when there are these challenges going on? So what are the kind of top tips you give to advisors that are watching this around that?
Sure. Okay. Well, I think the first thing is to, definitely, reach out to your BDM if you're unsure, or the front office team. We've got a great telephone team of support staff upstairs that can talk about, is that product, which is the right product for me, if you're not, or for my customer rather. And I think, given that we have seen some improved underwriting criteria, particularly on flexible choice, for example, taking up to 50% flat roofs and some other minor changes as well. That's not the first time we've been able to slightly widen those underwriting jaws of criteria. So, getting the right product selected at the beginning is really helpful. Doing the research around, on Street View, if you're not going to be doing a face-to-face with a customer, and just checking the property for obvious things, proximity to commercial property, flat roofs and things like that, all helps get the right application on the right product line, and therefore hopefully will go to offer quickly without any back and forth of, oh, I'm really sorry, it doesn't work here. And then we have to work very closely with obviously the advisors to make sure, is there another product solution out there that would still work for their customers' needs? So I think that getting it in the right product line early, that's definitely a good thing to do. I think once we then come through the offer process, it all comes down to definitely reviewing the offer with your customer, and not just looking at the rate and the amount, but also the offer conditions on the back, and working through with your customer what conditions need to be satisfied in order for the loan to complete. Warming them up essentially from the meeting that the customer will have with their solicitor, but getting obvious things like ID. If there's, if we haven't been able to validate the customer's identification electronically, getting those copies of passports and bank statements and things of that nature done. Equally, if there's debt to be repaid, so there's a charge that needs to be redeemed, making sure we're clear on who the lender is, what the account number is. All of these things help us get a redemption statement ready for when the pack lands from the customer solicitor, so we can complete the case as quickly as possible post offer. So just those very simple things will make a massive difference. And of course, using a specialist solicitor, which we know is probably the biggest single factor that makes things go quicker. Typically, a specialist, a panel firm solicitor will get a case through to completion 4 weeks faster than a non-panel high street solicitor. So all of those things, if all of those things are done, I think we had our fastest completion last week, about 12, 13 days. That's how quick it can be done. Unfortunately, they don't all go through like that. But, for the bulk of cases, doing those things well will probably turn an offer to completion around in 4, 5 weeks, as opposed to 7 or 8 weeks or 9 weeks, which, as we approach Christmas and those sorts of things, will be important for customers.
Absolutely. And you mentioned the specialist solicitors there, and you said up to 4 weeks faster typically than a non-panel solicitor. We've done lots of and produced lots of support and information around that particular issue, and we're producing more. So for those of you watching, we will be producing more support to help with some of the things that Ben's just touched on there: ID and verification and offer conditions, things that can help get a case through to completion faster. We're producing more and more support to help with those cases. Just want to finally just talk about what we sometimes as back office or post completion. So people looking for further advances and drawdowns. Again, we've mentioned this before, but there's been a huge uplift, isn't there, this year in terms of the number of requests from clients for drawdowns and further advances. That's putting additional pressure on the team out there that I know work really hard to work their way through that. But what's the latest in terms of where we are on that process?
Okay, so I think there's been a very material improvement compared to where we were in September, in October. We have cleared out a lot of elderly cases, if you like, that were hanging around far longer than we'd like them to be done. And certainly the customers wanted them to be there. That's pretty much done. We still see relentless high volumes from customers, unfortunately. Well, fortunately in one sense, but challenging when you've got a relatively small resource pool to do that. But the team is still working really hard. I'm confident that we'll be there or thereabouts for SLA in most cases. There will be 1 or 2 where we're still missing information or whatever that drift outside of that. But generally, we're operating within service. But yes, I don't expect this storm particularly to let up for another month or so until people start to calm down the requests for new lending as we approach Christmas. So yeah, that's a challenging area. But again, we've got a good team working hard, and we will go as fast as we possibly can do to provide the best possible service to your customers, because we know that's important to you and it's important to us.
Fantastic. And we'll keep everyone posted on progress there, and some more news on the way on how we're going to improve our service on further advances in the not too distant future. We'll watch this space for more information. As I mentioned, we're going to be producing more information and collateral and brochureware that you'll find in our learning lab to help you with progressing applications through. We've already produced lots of fact sheets. There are underwriting fact sheets available right now in the Learning Lab to help you with understanding how to get cases through and to a yes decision as quickly as possible. And more is on the way. But for now, Ben, thanks as usual for giving us that update on service. We'll do another one of these videos in the next couple of weeks or so. But for now, thanks for watching, and join us next time for the next video update. Thanks very much, Ben. Cheers.
Thanks all. Take care, everyone.
Thank you. And if you enjoyed that presentation, please don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking the link below to ensure that you don't miss out on the latest content, updates and mission briefings from More to Life, the later life lender.